Hello guys, I guess it is time for me to give you a detailed explanation of my sushi related strategy, what I am going to do, why I chose sushi, and when I am going to buy and accumulate heavily, and how I am going to trade it. First of all, why I chose sushi, it is because of its technical potential. From the technical perspective, I think sushi has a nice growth potential. Um, how am I um, identifying this? First of all, I use my genuine trend line indicators. I mean, I built a trend line, which is this one pink line, as you can see it. This is 100% trend line that is going to become our uh, point of control. So we totally know that during the next few years we are going to follow this line. So it doesn't matter how deep we go, we will be back to this line and we will be following it. We don't know whether we will break it. If we break it and retest it, means hold it as support, then we go higher. But if not, it is okay with me too, because this is the main trend line that I see that we will reach sooner or later in the next 2 years. But there is one more line that I see here that we can draw. Look at this. I have this clear line how we build these trend lines based on how the price followed some trend line and was holding it and was back to it. Let's just build this one, another one, which makes me crazy to think about if we reach it. You see, we build this genuine trend line and it is actually a legit one because we touched multiple times this support of this trending line. Then we took off. This is how we define those trend line and how they work, and we have a confirmation that it is a working line because we touched it here, we touched it here multiple times and got rejected. We touched it here. So it is completely obvious that this line works perfectly. Therefore, we can rely on it. So based on how the market it is going to develop, we can make a conclusion that if sushi is not going to be hypey as it was before, and as we suppose it is going to be according to the changes and the roadmap that they proposed recently, definitely we will be sliding under this line as its resistance and higher points, and we'll be reaching $20 back, and it will take a longer time. But if this changes that the team applied now and the community, we can see some higher volatility in the upside direction, and we can actually reach those targets sooner, this line sooner, and we can proceed to this one. So these are two lines I'm looking at. I'm not delusional, and first of all, I rely on this one and build my plans according to this line that I am 100% sure that we will reach it and even reclaim it at some point. and will reach maybe $14-16. But what about 20 and 24? I don't know. In the next 2 years, maybe it will take more years. And it is completely legit for sushi to reach those numbers, because first of all, we have a history when we reached it. First of all, look at its um, token supply. Total supply is only 250 million sushi. So, and this, based on the watch list, we can see that this coin is popular, and a lot of people follow it and hold it. So definitely, if they have a progress, and or even if they simply go with the market flow, sushi is going to go do well. And if at some time, if even they don't have any breakthroughs or great news or announcements or partnerships during the ascending bull run, when Bitcoin reaches its new all-time high and the altcoin season starts, a lot of big money manipulators and speculators will start pumping some altcoins, and sushi will definitely be one of them, and that will help us get to these numbers, reaching maybe this line too as resistance at least. Why? Because sushi is one of the oldest, I mean, one of the biggest DeFi representatives. I mean, if Uniswap is a Bitcoin of DeFi, sushi is definitely, if not Ethereum, then for example BNB, XRP, or whatever is in the top 10 of the coin market cap rating. So definitely sushi is worth accumulating and buying at these lows, especially when we reach these bottoms here. And if we reach here, definitely it is a buy for me. But I don't know yet whether we can get there. Maybe not this year, maybe later at the end of this of 2022. But let's look at this chart and see what we see. We retested this local resistance perfectly, and I told that in my Twitter account that we will be retesting it, and we got rejected. And we closed even with this red candle, which tells me that we are going to get rejected again and finally reach $1, $1.05 based on the exchange you are trading at. So definitely, if you are looking to get into sushi too, then I think we have to start buying at $1 or $1.05, and maybe we will get support here and finally break this resistance. We are holding this resistance for too long. I don't know how long we are going to hold this descending mood. At some point we will have to break it, I think very soon. I think this time when we reach $1, it is going to be our last dip in the nearest time. Maybe after that we will retest it, pump here, and go even lower to $50-60 area. This is going to be a total buy. I think this is going to be a bottom for sushi. I don't know whether we get there. I don't know yet. We have to follow it, but definitely we will have to recover soon. But we have one last leg down here. We are descending for too long. We will have to have that retracement soon. So I think that if you are building an accumulation strategy on sushi like I do, then definitely you have to split your capital that you are going to invest in sushi, and by one portion 50 or 70% of your, better 70% of your sushi money here at $1.05. And if we fall into the 50-70 cents zone, rebuy at the rest of the 30% of those money that you dedicated to sushi, and hold it. Then when I have my bag of sushi, what am I going to do? I'm going to multiply it for the next 2 years until the next bull run, the ascending market, super cycle change. I'm going to trade it on such exchanges that allow me to trade the coin margin to trading pairs using my sushi. I'm going to long and receive sushi as profit, thus multiplying my sushi with the minimum leverage. X2, X1, X3, better not to risk with X3, X1, X2 will be enough for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to trade level to level based on my counter trend lines, and our ranges, supports and resistances. So basically, if we reach this, for example, line as our support and hold it, I see the reversal here, and we will break this counter trend line. I will definitely open a smallest long and going to look how we are going up to retest this resistance. We either reject here or retest it again and go higher to a more strong resistance here. This is a very local resistance, the mid-range as we can call it, but this resistance is going to be the top one, so it is going to be one to test. For example, if it goes like this, I will build this trend line. For example, I opened my long here and we went higher and build this ascending trend line with higher lows on this mid time frame. So if we hold this line, as long as we hold it, I hold my position. The moment we lose it, for example, lose it and close below it here, I'm closing my long and waiting for another opportunity, and we'll look how the things are going. If I see retest of it and rejection, I will short it definitely to this zone for at least. This is how I'm going to trade this. Then we will use our top ranges as the signal to open long or short. For example, if we go here, get rejection with a solid absorbing candle from 4-hour candle that absorbs red and goes here, it is a sign for me to open short here, expecting a move lower. If we, for example, break this line, retest it as support, and we hold it, definitely it is going to be, we see a reversal here, it is a sign for me to long here or hold my long if I opened it lower. But if we break it and deviate and dive back above or under, and I see on an hourly candle that closes below, it is a bailout, if you are longing or if you are going to short, you have to see the retest here. For example, we dived here and we retested as resistance. Only when we see the rejection of that retest, that is when we open our shorts. The shorts are opened always on retests, not whatever you want it to open. Also, I want to share with you some of my key levels. This one, this range resistance or support line at depending on your exchange at $5.01 or $5.04, it is a great line that proved itself many times. You see here, it was a massive resistance, then it was a massive support, then we rehide from this spot, and here we are. As we started falling, we met this trend line, global trend line support, and intersection of this range line as support proved itself as a great support multiple times. Then when we went for another leg down, we lost it, and as soon as we lost it, we retested it. As you see, as an example, when you start shorting, we lost it, retested perfectly, closed below with an absorbing candle, and went lower. These are the basics of the trading. Went lower. Again, found support here. Back to this line. Rejected with this absorbing candle. That was the sign. I was even sharing it in my previous videos and even, I guess, on my Twitter account. Got rejected. I told you that we are going down, and we went down significantly from $5. That's a win for those who was shorting and listening to my lessons in my private chat, for example. So this line is crucial for us, and when we see it, how we work on it, we know how we work on it. We either, when we see it rejected upon it and close with this absorbing candle, red candle on the daily or 4 hours, we open short. Or if we break it, we wait for retest. If we get the retest, we hold it and start reversing here. It is a sign that we long, and we long until further resistance. This is going to be a strong resistance, this global trend line. If we get rejected here, all longs have to be closed, or we fix our profit if we held until then. If we break it, retest it, then successfully start reversing, this is where you long, and you have tight stop loss here under. If you see we dive under and close below it with at least 4-hour candle, then it is a bailout and we are going lower. The knowledge, the basics are simple, and the more you try, the more you trade, the more you draw these trend lines, global trend lines for yourself, the ranges, the supports, resistances, and play it from level to level, the more you get used to it, and it is going to become automatic for you, and you are going to be very successful, as I did since 2021 when I discovered some of my basics, my key knowledge, and my philosophy in trading. This is when I became trading without any losses, only in profits, and sharing with you, and even starting this channel, my private account, where I share my knowledge, even that I don't share here. So this is actually it. So my goal with sushi is I buy it with the most with the most juicy prices on an extreme discount here, and I simply increase my bag of sushi until the next super cycle bullish run in the next 2 years. Upon the halving, I'm going to hold it for until that time, until I see Bitcoin go parabolic and the altcoin to start again and alts goes parabolic. This is, of course, if we ever get to that $20 or reach this line, it is going to be our massive top, all-time high, and this is where we have to fix our holdings, I mean selling them, because these lines never lie and usually they work as resistance, top resistance. I proved that in many of my reviews of my previous tradings. So basically that's it with this sushi strategy. I'm sharing it with you. It is not an investment advice. You can do as you wish, or simply study from it, or trade using my ranges, my trend lines. Good luck for you, to you. Good luck to you. Have a nice day.